People on Reddit are saying that these kitchen hacks today are some of the easiest and best ever. And Mrs. B, as always on our kitchen hack adventure, it is our turn to put them to the test.
So, what are these hacks?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. The first hack. Have you ever been in a situation where you've bought a pizza, but someone is just not really wanting it, so you just want to have a portion of it and keep the refrigerated bit for later?
Yes.
A refrigerated pizza.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's one of the classic ones you get from a supermarket, something like that. And sometimes you're like, I'm not really hungry right now. To be fair, I don't know if that happens that often.
I don't think anything that ever happens in our house.
I think genuinely it's kind of like, well, yeah, all right. But there's a hack to get around it, and it's going to come from the help of a very familiar friend, an appliance we've not used yet. We'll come on to that in a minute. Let's pretend it's not 9 in the morning and we're craving pizza, all right?
Okay, got it. I really would like a pizza for breakfast.
No, do you know what? I don't really fancy a pesto chicken pizza at 9 a.m.
Okay.
But you really do.
Yes, I do.
You take your scissors.
Yeah.
Okay. And you cut, how much would you like?
Quarter?
And obviously you could use a pizza cutter if you want, but here we go. Any idea where this is going?
No. I hope it's not going in the toaster.
Oh, you could, but...
Put it back in the non-working fridge?
Yes.
Really?
It's still so cold outside. They've actually been using outside as a fridge. That pizza has been sat outside for 2 hours, nice and cold. Incidentally though, I don't think I've showed this in a video yet. Some people did actually find that fridge in the Amy Winehouse movie. The photo's on the screen right now. So, pizza.
Yeah.
Alan. It's our air fryer.
Oh, it's his debut out here.
It is.
We're cooking a slice of pizza in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So the rest is kept in the fridge.
Yeah.
So for those refrigerated pizzas, as long as you're gonna like, I mean, it might be this, say, you're eating your pizza at 9 a.m. I might want mine at a more sensible time, like maybe 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
So I'll keep mine in the fridge until I want to, but this can go get air fried. Remember, an air fryer is basically like a mini fan oven. But of course you could put it in the oven.
I think this is going to work though.
I think I picked some really good ones today.
It's very rare that yours are all good and that they all work.
That's very true. I don't know if I was overthinking this, but I don't know, this is like actually quite a cool idea, right?
Yeah.
What I really like is like different parts of the day. If you just did the air fryer method, you could all, oh, if it works, like you could all like say, yeah, I'm gonna have mine now and now. Or you could be like, no, I want my section in the air fryer, and someone will be like, no, I want mine in the oven, and someone like, I want it in the outdoor oven.
Or you could cook half and then freeze the other half for another day.
Probably the best idea out of that list, to be fair. And of course, the benefit of doing it in the air fryer, it's actually only been about 5 minutes, but...
Look at that!
Check that out, mate! Do you want to eat it?
Good. Yeah.
Looked over your... Yeah. How quick was that?
That was really quick. I was really impressed.
Yeah.
That is definitely a teenager's way to cook pizza.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's half the thing of like being like the air fryer like that, a quick blast in there. It's like quite efficient, isn't it?
It is.
Didn't have to wait to preheat the whole oven. I didn't even preheat the air fryer. But how does it taste? How is it out of 10?
That's nice.
Nice out of 10, brilliant.
10.
10, all right, awesome. Sorry, I might have eaten the rest of that pizza. Hack number 2 is using an implement that I've never really used in my videos ever.
Oh, okay.
And it's actually to help chop up garlic. Supposed to be fairly clean and actually quite fun.
All right. Yeah, I'm just intrigued. What have you never used?
Well, in this drawer, which is slowly increasing with things, for this hack I've got a meat tenderizer. Hang on.
Are we just going to whack?
Well, basically, but in a clean way. And I've come up with another idea of advancing this hack myself, okay? I'm re-redditing Reddit hacks. I was thinking, well, we can actually just... There we go.
Okay.
To separate the cloves. But what I was thinking was, well, we can shove these cloves into the bag and bash, and it should separate the skin. But let's just... Ah, there we go, look. That does work.
Oh, is that the hack?
Well, not yet. No, we're over-hacking right now.
So you're getting 2 for 1.
You are. I didn't just buy that meat tenderizer for no reason. We're getting double out of it. And
Which side did you... Oh, the flat side.
flat side, yeah, little... There we go. A couple of whacks. Yeah, a few more. Oh my gosh! Why did you do that?
Because you said whack.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, the first... Yeah, that's fine.
Sorry.
But the hack was, can you slide? There we go.
Using your meat.
In it goes. Right. I'm going to cleanse this down because this is now the hack. Okay?
Okay.
This is the hack coming. It is more the spiky, aggressive side that I'm going to give you because you were so good at whacking the skin off of those cloves.
Are you sure?
I think so.
So do I just...
Yeah, just whack away. This is supposed to be a nice, clean way of mincing your garlic. Yes, mate. All right, trying to make a new hip-hop album. Let me just check here. Oh, yes. I don't think there are any holes in it. You've definitely given it a new sort of ribbled texture on it for sure, but that's fine. You could literally stick that in the freezer.
Yeah.
Like literally like that, whenever you want. Just portion it off. In fact, the cool thing once it's frozen is you could just get a knife and take out a little wedge of it.
Oh.
That is cool, but the real main thing is to make it not be so all on your hands and thing. What have you done to the board?
Oh, maybe it's a bit like the time you threw darts on our kitchen floor.
I don't know what you're talking about. Damn.
That is strong.
I can't do anything about making garlic smell if anyone's got a hack for that. So there's kind of like a mixture. There's some finely chopped stuff and the rest of it seems to almost be like coarsely grated. I think the way you get around that is just by keep whacking it, right? That worked, right?
It did.
And I love the fact that you could put that in the freezer and then just plop it into a stir fry or something like that.
Yeah.
This is actually going to get plopped outside of here. Hack numero trois, we are putting a little hack within a nicer hack, which is supposed to make a really glorious grilled cheese. This is going to be really, really fun, and apparently this guy loves doing it. Nice, quick, in a hurry, minimal mess, and very gooey and toasted.
Oh, more melted cheese.
Yes, why not? Here is our waffle maker. We haven't named this one either yet. It does actually say it's a brand Salter on there, so I'm thinking maybe a salt pun, or maybe we just call it Whiff the Waffle Maker. A lovely waffle maker, which effectively is hot plates. You know, we can toast in this thing, definitely.
Daphne the waffle maker.
Daphne the waffle maker. Why?
I was just trying to think of words with...
You're just giving names now. Terry the waffle maker. If you want to name this appliance...
Are we making like a grilled cheese in the waffle maker?
We are. So the crimps, where it pushes it together, the indents, is going to really intensify and create little cheesy pockets, hopefully.
That's not going to break the bread?
I hope not. The other mini hack we're going to do is rather than using butter, there was a hack that we've done on a previous video where we put mayonnaise to brown things, and we used it yesterday.
I did. I made you a grilled cheese, and I couldn't be bothered to get the butter out, but I had the mayonnaise out already, so I was like, oh, that'll do. I just slapped some mayo on the bread, and yeah.
You didn't even use Daphne.
No.
Can you just spread that out?
Of course.
So this will be the one that's facing up on the maker. So actually, no, we can place these face side down into the waffle maker. So that is the mayo side to act instead of the butter.
And now the cheese?
All right.
You've done yours the wrong way.
Oh yeah. I thought I was making a sandwich. Oh no, butter on the inside. But what I do find with this is if you just push it slightly to the edge there, so as it moves, it might just push it down. Okay. Oh, locked in place.
Okay, and now we wait.
Yeah, this has got to work, right? But I think this person's argument was that it was the cleanliness, but also like the little pockets of cheese that it creates with those indents. So let's see. Hark, can you hear the cheese melting?
Yes.
I can see it doing stuff. Wow. Here we go. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Check that out. Oh my word.
That looks like a good cheese toasty.
It does, doesn't it? Sorry, we're international grilled cheese.
What's international about grilled cheese?
Well,
That's American. Do the other countries call it grilled cheese?
When I say cheese toasty, no one else gets it. Well, no,
Toasted
actually with
cheese sandwich.
waffle cheese. Ooh.
Ooh.
Well, the underside is cooked better. Probably where everything's just seeped to it. Wow.
That is really nice.
Do you think the mayonnaise has made a difference? I think it's made it crispier.
I do. I think it's helped with the toastedness.
And what I really like is it's like quite neat and compact. Awesome. Because actually making a grilled cheese or a cheese toasty, turning it over, some people don't actually like doing that step. So this machine just kind of saves all that, doesn't it?
I love that we've made a toasted sandwich / grilled cheese with a waffle maker.
Waffle cheese. It's the future. Hack numero quattro, okay? And this next one will be plain sailing. This is a bowl of plain popcorn. In fact, the best way to evidence this is Boston. He bloomin' loves popcorn. However, that's plain popcorn. How about a hack where we can actually improve our popcorn instantly with some flavour available on your supermarket shelf.
Bit of chocolate?
Yeah, big old bowl of plain popcorn. Here is some butter. So we're going to melt this. Remember we went to America to the cinema and they've got like pumps of butter, haven't they? That fascinated me.
Is this the hack? You're going to pour melted butter over plain popcorn? Because I need to tell you something.
No.
It's not a hack.
No, we've just got to melt it. I wonder if that's where the phrase butterfingers came from, cinemas.
Maybe.
Melted butter, we can drench it on there now. However, that is not the hack. The hack is a sachet from a ramen packet. I went for a southern fried chicken one.
Okay.
So we might kind of make Kentucky fried popcorn.
Oh.
But if we have it like that, if we actually just mix it, the powder will scatter evenly and kind of dust it, and that's fine. But if we add the butter in now, oh my word, that smells of chicken. Nice. And if we stir crazily. This was what someone said, that they actually went on a boat and it was served up like this. They had some seasoning. They also put chili and salt in it and actual lime zest. It sounded phenomenal. But someone replied saying, no, I just stick some ramen seasoning packets in and mix it up.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a big fan of savoury popcorn, which is, I mean, omit the butter even more so, quite a healthy snack. Does that smell of chicken?
It's weird. Chicken popcorn?
Should we taste it?
Okay.
What's the matter?
I don't know.
Come on, I think we're going to love this.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, that's the only thing. You can feel the texture difference already, what the butter's done. It's sort of softened it up, hasn't it? You do lose that crunch. Which I'd imagine if you're pumping butter on.
Oh.
Oh.
That's disgusting.
That's amazing. What's the matter with you?
Popcorn should just be sweet and that's it.
No, mate.
Oh.
Oh, open your eyes. That's amazing.
It's worked for you. I'm glad. Not for
Seriously?
me.
Savoury popcorn is amazing. That is fantastic.
In my mind, it should only be sweet popcorn or sweet flavours.
If you like savoury popcorn, you don't have to go for fried chicken, but genuinely, that's awesome.
Well, you can keep that for your live stream tonight.
Oh yeah, I can sit and eat it while I watch it. Oh no, I'm actually in it. All right, hack numero 5, Mrs. B. You couldn't smell the fried chicken popcorn, but can you smell some freshly brewed coffee?
I can.
What a lovely stench.
I'm liking this hack already.
Iced coffee, right? You sometimes get one of them from a like Bosta Coffee or Buckstars. You know, similar brands are available. You get it, and if it's a warm summer's day, of course, it's a cold February day right now, but you get it, and the ice cubes can like water it down.
Yeah, they can.
You're losing that milky coffee contrast that just is delicious on the tongue.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do. I know what you mean.
That annoys me.
Okay.
So here's a very quick hack to get around that. So while you were out last night watching Bridget Jones 4 with your friends, how was it?
Emotional.
Brilliant. I made some ice cubes, but also some coffee ones.
Okay.
So basically I made a milky coffee
Yeah.
and froze the cubes.
Oh, so this isn't black coffee?
No, that's already milky. It says milk
Okay.
and coffee. So it might not be the same shade. However, okay, like none of the coffee ones have come out. Oh, come on, give me a coffee one. Stupid hack. Oh, we got 2. Okay. Oi.
Hey!
As easy as that. All right, so let's put our coffee and milk ice cube, latte ice cubes, all right? In goes the coffee, all right?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, it looks like tea now. And I don't know if, ooh, look at that straight away.
Ooh.
Look at that difference without even stirring it. The power of the milk.
Add some milk in?
Yeah. I'm not going to do any sort of syrups or sugar or anything like that, but here we go. So if you stir the standard one, and I'll stir this one, but because the actual coffee was quite warm, these ice cubes are melting steadily in there. So to test it, let's let this stand for about a minute or so to kind of let the ice cubes both melt, and then hopefully that'll give us some sort of comparison. Oh my gosh, you look like a mannequin. Right, should we go with the standard one? Oh,
Okay.
it looks watery actually. Look at that actually is a difference to me there. I do get that though. I don't know if it's just me, you buy an iced coffee, and if you're driving in the car in the summer, it kind of melts and becomes half watery and diluted by the time you actually finish it all. That happened, I don't know.
That's just what that tastes like.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean? You
Yeah.
can taste the water.
Right.
Try this one?
Yeah, I can see the colour difference now. But...
That's not as... Yeah, you taste that one, see what you think.
Yeah?
I think that's worked.
That has worked.
It's nowhere near as watery as that one.
Yeah, it's not that. Now go back to that. That is just milkier. I put quite a lot of milk in those ice cubes, sorry. Oh, that's borderline water now. When you taste it back,
That really worked.
that does work.
Oh my goodness, you're on a roll.
Hack numero says, we did some dolphin noirs or dolphin nose potatoes the other night. And we've got them left over here. Well, hopefully, can you open the foil? This has actually been 2 days ago, so hopefully it's all right.
I think they're still in there.
It was very cheesy. Potato slices, cheesy sauce.
Yeah,
It's all good.
all good.
Now remember when we ate that, you actually said something. I was like, because I knew this hack, right?
Okay.
You said, wouldn't this be better with a breadcrumb topping?
Yeah, I did.
So, we don't have any breadcrumbs. Well, we sort of do. We have lazy breadcrumbs.
Okay.
So we are going to revive, and you are right, Mrs. B. You are right in saying that we could actually just, well, make breadcrumbs with bread. However, we're going to char them already. We'll warm this up,
Yes,
maybe the air fryer actually,
that's a good idea.
and sprinkle on pre-cooked breadcrumbs.
Okay.
And like the waffle maker, I didn't mention this, the bread that I went for was sort of seeded, so it's got more flavour in it. So the texture in the bread in our waffle cheese, hopefully you're like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we might get that. We're going to get the seeds in our breadcrumbs too.
So the hack's making breadcrumbs?
Yeah. At this point, you have no idea where we're going, do you?
No, I'm very confused.
We are going to the toaster. Mrs. B, please toast the bread. We might as well preheat our dolphin nose back up. So Alan not only is going to reheat pizza, he's going to reheat our dolphin noirs. And if we wanted to, we could sprinkle our toast onto it, like once it's done, and then warm it through. However, we don't need to. Okay? Are you with me?
I'm with you now. This is quite clever.
I think. But just think of things that you can have breadcrumbs on. You like homemade fish fingers.
Yeah.
Like breading
Toast.
things.
But how...
Toast? You put breadcrumbs on toast?
No. I mean, we're making the breadcrumbs out of toast.
Yeah.
So how well done do we want our toast?
All done. Toast. Ooh, nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, it started to brown already. Bubbling. That'll do. Twice baked dolphin nose. Ready?
Ready.
We've just got to basically... Oh, wow. I feel like I'm making music. But with toast, you've got the outer edges that are charred. Are we actually going to hit bread in the middle? It's getting softer. Look. Look.
We could have just put it in the... Oh, you're doing it like that.
Well, any way you want.
Could have just put it in the mini blender.
Yeah, sprinkled it on uncooked and shoved it in the air fryer and it would have been alright by now. But what I was hoping is we're going to like grate on these pre-cooked breadcrumbs, toasted, hand toasted. And we've got like the seeds and the seasoning. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous, isn't it?
You're just making like...
Oh, no, we want it fine. We're doing breadcrumbs like this, mate. Sorry.
Really? These are breadcrumbs?
All right, Mary Poppins. Well, it doesn't matter, does it? We can just feed the dolphin nose tuppence a bag. All right, this is going everywhere. This is ridiculous. I think we finished on a bad one. By the time we've done that, the dolphin nose has kind of gone cold. So what we guess we do is just gather it up. Oh, let's actually do 1/2 the finely grated stuff.
Okay.
So, like, all your leftover breadcrumbs, I'm not suggesting you go into your toaster tray and all your discards and sprinkle that on, but as a sort of topping, I thought this was quite cool. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, the grating the toast was a bit annoying, but like I say, you could have just whizzed it up. But that's supposed to be it. So let's see if it's made a difference. All right, so like before, should we go for like a little bit of both?
Okay. I don't think it's going to be that different.
I do. I think you've got the fine crumbs there that were like the crust.
Yeah.
Where you've gone chunky, like there is a mixture of soft bread in that. So it's not quite breadcrumby. You've actually overhacked the hack. You've taken it to another level, mate. It's amazing. So actually, let's try yours first like this. It's definitely added texture. There's a little bit of crunch there. More like more texture, I think.
Yeah.
So with this side, with it finely grated, I mean, it's basically ash. I'm not getting much difference actually. In fact, that sort of just disintegrated.
I think I prefer the chunkier ones.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Well, that was a rubbish one. I think I saved the worst till last, unfortunately. What was your favourite today?
The cheese tasty in the waffle maker.
Oh, that was good.
I think good.
We started with the pizza as well. That was fantastic. And because it was a refrigerated one, stone baked, it was part kind of cooked already. Minutes. But I think my favourite one was the coffee one. Oh, the popcorn.
Oh yeah, the popcorn.
And the garlic.
The garlic
was all right.
I think 5 out of 6. We're good.
Not you. Thanks for watching. Remember, we've done hundreds of hours of kitchen hack videos over the years on a playlist. If you fancy watching that, grab the fried chicken popcorn. There's some interesting ones, isn't there?
Definitely.
Good and bad. This one was actually, a fairly good success today. Maybe let us know down below your favourite one, and if you've seen any other ones, do keep them coming in because we'll add them to the list and get through it eventually. Right, I'm gonna have some fried chicken popcorn. See ya.
Bye.
Cheers for the support, guys. Don't do the breadcrumb one. That was a bit of a disappointing one.
Oh, I think it worked quite well if you'd put it in the blender. I think it was because we were grating it.
It wasn't great.